My wife handed me separation papers during our anniversary dinner while her family laughed and toasted to her new beginning. I calmly signed every page and leaned in. You just ended the only stability you ever had. 6 weeks later, she showed up at my door shaking. I'm 36, and I thought I understood how marriage worked. You fight, you compromise, you build something together, even when it's hard. I'd been with my wife for 8 years, married for 5. We met through mutual friends at a barbecue, started dating, moved in together after a year, got married 2 years after that. Normal trajectory, normal life, except it wasn't normal anymore. Our 5th anniversary was coming up in late September. She'd been distant for months, since around June, maybe earlier. I'd ask what was wrong and she'd say, nothing, or just work stress, or you wouldn't understand. I tried to give her space, tried to be supportive, tried to plan things she'd enjoy. Nothing worked. 2 weeks before our anniversary, she suddenly got enthusiastic about celebrating. Said she wanted to do a big dinner at this upscale restaurant downtown. Said she wanted her parents and her sister there. I thought it was weird to include family on an anniversary, but she insisted it would be meaningful. I figured maybe she was trying to reconnect, make things special again. So I agreed. The night arrived. I wore the suit she'd always said she loved on me. Got her flowers, white roses, her favorite. Met everyone at the restaurant at 7. Her parents were already there, her sister too, with her smug husband who'd never liked me. They were all dressed up, drinks already ordered, laughing about something when I walked in. I sat down. Sorry I'm a few minutes late. Traffic was bad. My wife smiled. It didn't reach her eyes. You're fine. We were just getting started. Her father raised his glass. To family. Everyone clinked glasses. I joined in, confused but going along with it. Dinner started, small talk. Her mother asked about my week. I answered. Her sister made some comment about how nice the restaurant was, how she'd never been somewhere this fancy. I ignored the implication that I didn't usually take my wife to nice places. We'd been here 3 times before. Midway through the appetizers, my wife reached into her purse, pulled out a manila envelope, set it on the table between us. What's that? I asked. Open it. I looked around the table. Her family was watching me. Not curious, expectant, like they knew what was coming. I opened the envelope. Separation papers, dated 2 weeks earlier, already notarized. I looked up at her. What is this? I think it's pretty clear. You're serving me separation papers at our anniversary dinner? I wanted to do it somewhere public, somewhere you couldn't make a scene. Her sister laughed. Actually laughed. Oh my God, his face. I stared at the papers, read through the first page. It outlined a separation agreement, division of assets. She wanted the apartment, wanted the car we'd bought together last year, wanted half my savings. You've been planning this, I said. For a while, yeah. And you brought your family to watch? Her mother chimed in. We're here to support her. This is a big step. A big step? We're married. Not for much longer, her sister said, smirking. My wife leaned forward. Look, I'm not happy. I haven't been happy for a long time. You're fine. You're stable. But I don't want fine anymore. I want more. More what? More life. More excitement. More everything. Her father raised his glass again. To new beginnings. They all clinked glasses, toasted, while I sat there holding papers that would end my marriage. I felt something shift inside me. Not anger, not sadness, just clarity. I pulled out a pen, signed every page, didn't read the details, didn't negotiate. Just signed. My wife looked shocked. You're not going to fight this? No. Why not? I leaned in close, kept my voice calm. Because you just ended the only stability you ever had. I stood up, dropped the signed papers on the table, looked at her family. Enjoy your celebration. I walked out, left the flowers on the table, drove home in silence. The drive back to the apartment felt surreal. The city lights blurred past my windows. I kept replaying the scene in my head, her smug expression, her sister's laughter, her father's toast. They'd choreographed the whole thing, planned it like some twisted family event, and I'd walked right into it. When I got home, I didn't turn on the lights. Just sat in the dark living room for an hour, thinking, processing. The apartment felt different already, like it knew something had shifted. I looked around at all the things we'd accumulated together, the couch we'd argued about buying, the coffee table she'd found at a flea market, the framed photos on the wall, our wedding, vacations, birthday parties. All of it suddenly felt like evidence of a life that had just ended. Around midnight, I got up and started taking down the photos. Not angrily, not emotionally, just methodically removing them from the walls and stacking them face down on the dining table. I wasn't ready to throw them away, but I couldn't look at them either. My phone buzzed. A text from her sister. "Can't believe you just walked out. So dramatic." I blocked her number without responding. Another text came through. From her mother this time. "We expected better from you. She deserved a proper conversation." I blocked her too. Then one from my wife. "We need to talk about logistics." I stared at that one for a long time before responding. "Have your lawyer contact me." She tried calling. I declined. She called again. Declined again. She sent another text. "You're being childish." I turned off my phone and went to bed. Update 1. The next morning, I called a lawyer, a good one, explained what happened. He looked over the separation papers she'd had me sign. "Did you read these before signing?" "No." "You should have. She's asking for things she's not entitled to. The apartment is in your name. The car is in your name. Your savings are separate accounts." "Can I contest it?" "You already signed, but we can respond with our own terms. She can't force you to give her things you legally own." I filed a counter motion that week, offered a clean split. She takes what's hers, I keep what's mine. No apartment, no car, no savings. She could have the furniture we'd bought together and her personal belongings. That's it. She called me 2 days later. "What the hell is this? A fair separation. You signed my papers, and now I'm clarifying terms. You're not taking things you don't own. We bought those things together." "No, I bought them. You live in an apartment I rent. You drive a car I financed. You're not entitled to them." "You're being petty." "I'm being accurate." She hung up. Her sister texted me that night. "You're a piece of shit." I blocked her number. The following week was strange. I went to work, came home, made dinner, watched TV. Normal routine. But everything felt hollow. I'd catch myself about to tell her something funny that happened during the day, then remember she wasn't there. I'd make too much food out of habit, then stare at the leftovers. Friends started reaching out. Word had spread somehow. They wanted to know if I was okay, if I needed anything. I appreciated it, but I didn't want to talk about it. Didn't want to rehash the details or accept their sympathy. I just wanted to move forward. My lawyer called me the following Friday. She wants to negotiate, says the terms you offered are unreasonable. They're the only terms I'm offering. She's claiming she contributed to the household financially and deserves compensation. She worked part-time and paid for groceries occasionally. I covered rent, utilities, car payments, insurance, and everything else. That's what I told her lawyer. They're pushing back anyway. Let them push. I'm not changing the terms. 2 weeks went by. My lawyer kept me updated on the back and forth. She was getting desperate. Her lawyer was trying every angle: emotional distress, implied agreements, common law considerations. Nothing stuck. Meanwhile, I started noticing changes in myself. I was sleeping better, eating better. The constant low-level anxiety I'd been carrying for months was gone. I realized I'd been walking on eggshells for so long that I'd forgotten what it felt like to just exist without worrying about someone else's mood. Update 2. 3 weeks passed. My lawyer handled all communication. She wanted to negotiate, wanted to talk things through. I declined. There was nothing to talk through. She'd made her decision public, humiliated me in front of her family, treated our marriage like a joke. I started packing up her things, boxes of clothes, books, pictures, stuff she'd accumulated over 8 years. I was methodical about it. Didn't throw anything away, didn't damage anything. Just packed it neatly and stacked the boxes in the second bedroom. Going through her belongings was therapeutic in a weird way. Each item told a story. The sweater I'd bought her for her birthday 3 years ago, the books she'd never finished reading, the jewelry box filled with things I'd given her over the years. I packed it all carefully, but I felt nothing. No nostalgia, no regret. Just the mechanical action of sorting and boxing. 4 weeks in, she showed up unannounced. Knocked on the door around 8 on a Tuesday night. I opened it. "What do you want?" "Can I come in?" "No. I just want to talk." "We have lawyers for that." "Please, 5 minutes." I stepped outside, closed the door behind me. "Talk." She looked tired. Hair pulled back, no makeup, sweatpants and an old jacket I recognized from years ago. "I think I made a mistake," she said. "Okay. I shouldn't have done it like that. At the restaurant, with my family. You're right. You shouldn't have. I was angry, I felt trapped, I didn't know how else to do it. So you humiliated me instead. I'm sorry. Too late." "What do you mean?" "I mean you already made your choice. You wanted out. You're out. But what if I want back in?" I stared at her. "You don't get to do that." "Why not?" "Because you didn't just leave me. You made it a spectacle. You turned our marriage into entertainment for your family. You don't come back from that. People make mistakes." "Yeah. And people live with consequences." She started crying. "Please. I don't have anywhere to go." "That's not my problem. I'm staying with my sister and she's driving me crazy. Her husband keeps making comments. My parents won't stop asking when I'm getting my own place." "Then get your own place." "I can't afford it. You know I can't." "You should have thought about that before signing separation papers." "I thought you'd give me the apartment." "Why would I do that?" "Because we were together. Because you loved me." "I did love you. Past tense." She wiped her eyes. "You really don't care anymore?" "I care that you embarrassed me. I care that you involved your family in something private. I care that you tried to take things you didn't earn. But do I care about you? No. Not anymore." "You're cold." "I'm clear. There's a difference." She turned and walked away, got into a car I didn't recognize, probably borrowed from her sister, drove off. I went back inside and sat on the couch. My hands were shaking slightly, not from emotion, from adrenaline. I'd stood my ground and it felt good. For the first time in months, maybe years, I'd put myself first without apology. That night, I ordered takeout from my favorite place. The one she'd always complained was too greasy. I ate it while watching a show she'd hated. I went to bed at midnight without worrying about waking her. Small freedoms, but they added up. Update 3. 6 weeks after the dinner, she showed up at my door again. It was a Friday night. I was making dinner, listening to music, enjoying the quiet. She knocked. I looked through the peephole. She was shaking, crying, looked like she'd been awake for days. I opened the door. "What?" "I need help." "With what?" "Everything. I lost my job. My sister kicked me out. I have nowhere to go." "Why did you lose your job?" "I missed too many days. I was too stressed. They said I wasn't performing." "And why did your sister kick you out?" "Because I couldn't pay rent. She wanted $500 a month. I don't have it." "So you came here. You're the only person I have left." I leaned against the doorframe. "Let me get this straight. You humiliated me, tried to take my things, refused to negotiate reasonably, and now you want my help?" "Yes." "No." Please, I'm begging you. You should have thought about this 6 weeks ago. I know I messed up, but I'm desperate. That's still not my problem. Where am I supposed to go? I don't know. Figure it out like an adult. You're really going to leave me homeless? You left me humiliated. We're even. She collapsed against the doorframe, sobbing. Full breakdown. Neighbors were starting to look out their windows. You need to leave, I said. I can't. Then I'll call the police. You wouldn't. I pulled out my phone, started dialing. She stood up. Fine, I'll go. She stumbled down the hallway. I watched until she was gone. Then I closed the door and went back to making dinner. The salmon I'd been cooking was slightly overdone, but I ate it anyway, put on some jazz, poured myself a drink, sat by the window and watched the city lights. My phone stayed silent. No more knocking, no more crying, just peace. Update 4. A week later, her mother called me. I didn't recognize the number, so I answered. Hello? It's me. I recognized her voice immediately. What do you want? My daughter is in a really bad place. I'm aware. She's staying in a motel. She can barely afford food. Okay. You could help her. I could, but I won't. She's family. She was family. She ended that. You're being cruel. I'm being consistent. She made her choice. She made a mistake. Yes, and she's living with it. That's how consequences work. What kind of man are you? The kind who doesn't get walked over twice. She hung up. I sat there for a moment, processing the call. Her mother had been there that night, had raised her glass, had smiled while her daughter humiliated me. And now she wanted me to be the bigger person, to rescue someone who'd publicly destroyed me. The audacity was almost impressive. 2 days after that, my wife's lawyer contacted mine. She wanted to renegotiate, wanted to settle for less, wanted to finalize everything quickly so she could move on. My lawyer called me. She's desperate. We can push for a better deal. No. Give her the original offer. She takes her stuff, I keep mine, clean split. You sure? Yeah. Most people would take advantage of this situation. I'm not most people. I just want it done. The papers were finalized by the end of October. Marriage officially over. She signed without protest this time. My lawyer said she looked defeated when she came in, signed everything in under 10 minutes, and left without saying a word. The day the divorce became official, I felt nothing. No relief, no sadness, just a quiet acknowledgement that a chapter had closed. I went to work, had lunch with a colleague, came home, and made dinner. Life continued. I started redecorating the apartment. New paint in the living room, a color I'd always wanted but she'd vetoed. New furniture for the bedroom. I threw out the old couch and bought one I actually liked. Slowly, the space became mine. Not ours. Mine. Friends invited me out more. I started saying yes. Went to dinners, bars, weekend trips. Reconnected with people I'd drifted away from during the marriage. One friend told me, "You seem lighter, like you're actually here now." I realized he was right. I'd been going through the motions for years, and now I was actually living. I joined a gym, started running again, lost 15 pounds I'd been carrying since the wedding, bought new clothes, got a haircut I liked. Small changes, but they added up. I looked in the mirror one morning and barely recognized myself. Not because I looked different, but because I looked present, engaged, alive. Update 5. 3 months after the anniversary dinner, I ran into her sister at a coffee shop. Pure coincidence. I was picking up my usual order when I saw her in line behind me. She looked uncomfortable. Hey, I replied, not stopping. Can we talk for a second? Not really interested. It's about her. I turned around. What about her? She's not doing well. I thought you should know. Why would I need to know that? Because you were married, because you spent 8 years together. And she ended it. Publicly. cruelly. So whatever she's going through isn't my concern. Her sister looked down. I know what we did was wrong. That dinner. Having everyone there. It was her idea, but we went along with it. We thought it was, I don't know. We thought it was what she needed. And now? Now I see we were wrong. She's miserable. She's living with our parents, working retail, can barely pay her phone bill. She cries every night. That's unfortunate. You really don't care? I cared for 8 years, tried to make her happy, built a life with her, and she threw it away for entertainment. So no, I don't care anymore. She wants to apologize, to really talk to you. I don't want to hear it. You're not even curious about why she did it. No. How can you just turn it off like that? Because she showed me exactly who she was, and I believed her. I grabbed my coffee and left. Her sister called after me, but I didn't turn around. I had nothing else to say. That evening, my phone buzzed. A text from an unknown number. This is her, please. Just give me 5 minutes, I need to explain. I deleted it, blocked the number, made dinner, watched a movie, went to bed. Final update. It's been 3 months since that anniversary dinner. The divorce is final. I kept the apartment, the car, my savings. She got her belongings and nothing else. I heard through a mutual friend that she's living with her parents now, working part-time at a retail store, trying to get back on her feet. Her family apparently stopped finding the situation funny once they realized she'd actually destroyed her life. Her sister got divorced recently too. Karma has a sense of humor. Her parents don't talk to her much anymore. They're embarrassed by how everything turned out. The mutual friend told me she asks about me sometimes. Wants to know if I'm seeing anyone, if I'm happy, if I ever think about her. I told the friend to stop telling me these things. I don't care about her curiosity. I don't care about her regrets. I'm doing fine, better than fine, actually. I started going to the gym again, reconnected with old friends, traveled a bit. Took a trip out west, something I'd always wanted to do but she'd never been interested in. Hiked through canyons, camped under stars, ate at diners along empty highways. I'm not dating yet, don't feel ready, but I'm not closed to it either. I'm rediscovering who I am without someone constantly telling me I'm not enough. Someone asked me last week if I felt bad about how things turned out for her. No. Really? Not even a little? She made a performance out of ending our marriage. She laughed while her family mocked me. She tried to take things she didn't earn. And then she came back when she realized she couldn't handle the consequences. Why would I feel bad? Because she's struggling. So was I when she humiliated me. Difference is, I didn't go running back to her. That's harsh. That's honest. I'm 36. I've got my own place, my own life, and my own peace. She's got her parents' couch and whatever lessons she's willing to learn from this. Some people never figure out that stability isn't boring. It's valuable. That reliability isn't a flaw. It's rare. That embarrassing your partner for laughs comes with a price you might not be able to afford. I definitely made the right choice. Edit. 1. A lot of people are asking if I ever found out why she really wanted the separation. Honestly, I don't care. Whether it was another person, some midlife crisis, or just her being unhappy, it doesn't matter. She handled it in the worst way possible, and that's all I need to know. Edit 2. For those saying I should have fought harder or tried counseling, we did counseling 8 months before this happened. She stopped going after 3 sessions, said it was pointless. I kept going by myself for 2 more months. I tried. Edit 3. Someone asked if her family ever apologized. No, not once. They enabled her behavior and now they're dealing with the fallout. They made their bed too.